And if you want to be loved, you want to be accepted by your peers, you want to be accepted by your family, and there's a tension there. And sometimes we're pleasing our parents, sometimes we're pleasing our peers.
Oracle's a very competitive company, and I think there are a lot of competitive people at Oracle, and I enjoy competition. But whatever the underlying reasons, I was unable to make myself into the person that I thought I should be. So I decided to stop trying.
Are you interested in building a multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar company? Then check out Larry Ellison's Top 10 Rules for Greatness.
Well, at first, we did exactly what we set out to do. Hire the most talented software engineers in Silicon Valley. We assembled an all-star team of gifted programmers who were among the best in the world at what they did. That team, plus one crazy idea, gave birth to a giant company. I call it a crazy idea because at the time, everyone told me it was a crazy idea. The idea was to build the world's first relational database. Several theoretical papers about relational databases had already been published, and IBM was building a prototype in their research labs. But back then, the collective wisdom of computer experts was that while relational databases could be built, they would never be fast enough to be useful. I thought all those so-called computer experts were wrong. And when you start telling people that all the experts are wrong, at first they call you arrogant, and then they say you're crazy. So remember this, graduates. When people start telling you that you're crazy, you just might be onto the most important innovation in your life.
I do attribute it an awful lot to my relationship with my father, who was a Russian immigrant, came here, was very, very poor, dearly loved this country as only an immigrant can, loved our government as only an immigrant can. He was a pilot in World War II, bomber pilot. He really had the philosophy, my country right or wrong. He never questioned the government's policies, never questioned authority, and didn't really want me to question authority. I had some teachers when I was very, very young that I thought were telling me things that weren't true. And when I tried to ask questions, they basically wanted me to respond, parrot back what they said. They really weren't interested in a discourse with a child or a debate with a child. They said this was true, and you are smart if you can repeat back to me exactly what I said to you. And I had a real problem with that as well. So I had very strong authoritarian figures both in school and at home, which served as wonderful examples of how not to be. Think things out for yourself. Come to your own judgments. Don't simply conform to conventional ways of thinking, conventional ways of dressing, conventional ways of acting. That a lot of things are based on fashion. Even morality at times is based on fashion. Think things out for yourself, whether they're scientific principles or moral principles or business ideas or product ideas. You have to think things out for yourself.
Our goal was we started with 4 employees, and our goal was to get to 50 employees. And the goal really was not so much to make a lot of money. To me, a lot of money in those days was I wanted to own a house, I wanted to have a nice car, and I wanted to work with interesting people and do interesting things. And I thought if I could control my own environment, have a small consulting company. And Oracle started out as a software consulting company. We worked for Tandem Computer, if anyone remembers those guys. We worked for IBM. We worked for a lot of different tech companies in Silicon Valley doing contract programming, fixed price contract programming. And we did pretty well, actually. And again, the idea was just to have a small contract software company. We thought we were hotshot programmers, and we thought we could make a decent living doing just that. And quite by accident, we built a product.
I'm discovering all sorts of things about me as I race that boat. I discover all sorts of things about me every day as Oracle competes with Microsoft for supremacy in the software world. So there's a wonderful saying that's dead wrong that says, why did you climb the mountain? I climbed the mountain because it was there. That is utter nonsense. It's ludicrous and absurd. You climbed the mountain because you were there, and you were curious if you could do it. You wondered what it would be like. You wondered what the view was from the top. And that's how we explore. The thing that we're most interested in is exploring our own limits and exploring our relationship with others. We're much more interested in each other and ourselves than we are everything else.
There's a primal desire to do something important with our lives. And Freud said there are only two things important in life: love and work. He did not say love and work were the same thing. I'm passionate about my work. It continues to give me great satisfaction and a sense of who I am. But passion and love are different. At least for me, they are. I love my family, a few precious friends, 4 cats, 2 dogs. My feelings about work are very intense, but quite different.
You can't conform in business. You got to be very careful. The only way, if you adhere to conventional wisdom, if you do everything everyone else does in business, you're going to lose. The only way to get ahead, to really get ahead, is to be different. I think most overachievers are driven not so much by the pursuit of success, but by the fear of failure. But again, unless failure gets very close and very nearby, that fear doesn't reach profound levels. But it drives us. It drives me. It drives me to work very hard. It drives me to make sure that my life is orderly, that I'm in control of my company or in control of the airplane or boat or what have you, so that I'm not at risk of failure. I think my favorite line is, I had all the disadvantages necessary for success. When you're raised on the south side of Chicago, you probably want to move someplace nicer. And I think if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So I've always been very ambitious. I've always been very curious. Moved to Silicon Valley right after I dropped out of college. Got a job as a computer programmer. I learned how to program when I was in college. And I got a job as a computer programmer and bummed around Yosemite Valley teaching rock climbing and leading river trips during my early 20s. But the way I supported myself was as a computer programmer. And I got involved with more and more interesting and complicated computer projects and decided to start my own company. There's a TV advertisement for the United States Navy that says, it's not just a job, it's an adventure. That's exactly how I feel about my years in Silicon Valley. But today, graduates, you are beginning your great adventure. Your generation will change the world as every generation does. Impossibilities will be transformed into possibilities, and unexpected opportunities will present themselves. You will change the world, and the world will change you as you learn and grow and discover more about yourself. Remember this, graduates. In a constantly changing world, what is possible is a moving target. Don't be afraid to experiment and try lots of different things. And don't let the experts discourage you when you challenge the status quo. Each of you has a chance to discover who you are rather than who you should be. A chance to live your dreams, not the dreams of others. Soon, many of you will begin a new job. I hope it interests you and challenges you and rewards you with a sense of purpose and satisfaction.
But if it doesn't, keep searching. It's out there. It might take a while, but keep searching until you find a job that ignites your passions, like I did.
We can learn from everyone. Obviously, successful people have gone and traveled the road that you want to take part in. So take and adapt some of his 10 rules and learn and apply that to your life. Let me know in the comments below what rules resonate most with you.